Hello, everyone. Uh, it's a good day. Um, this presentation is done by Maro Egwerome, an honorary participant of MMM Nigeria, currently in MMM Career School, batch 94. Alright, today we are looking at MMM. First, we are going to look at what MMM stands for. MMM is actually an acronym for Mavrodi Mondial Movement. Right, because so many people have gotten so much misconception about the meaning of MMA, actually what MMA stands for. So it's actually Mavrodi Mondial Movement. Okay, this relation will be based on the ideology of MMM, that is the ideas that led to the creation of MMM, the motivation, why did the founder actually create MMM. This is actually the driving force that drives MMM. So we're looking at how MMM works, the mechanisms behind the whole system, the rules of MMM. There are laid down rules and regulations on how to participate safely in MMM so that you will not have any problem. Okay, we'll also be looking at the benefits of MMM. We look at the interest, bonuses, and other programs. Okay, that being said, we'll quickly look at what ideology means. The ideology itself. Ideology can be said to be a conscious or an unconscious ideas which makes up one's belief, motivations, goals, and expectations. So from this now we'll have a background knowledge of what ideology means. That is what MMM ideology means. Okay, it's actually the ideas, the thoughts, the motivation that led to the creation of MMM. Why did the founder come up with such a brilliant idea? It was due to some factors, due to some unanswered questions that he thought it wise to come up with a community, a program like this. He looked at the unfair financial system. He looked at the huge gap between the rich and the poor. He also looked at how money is said to be a measure of labor. Is money a measure of labor? He asked. Financial slavery. All this led to the establishment of a new financial system. How can we achieve this? MMM is the way forward. All right. Firstly, one of these great motivation that led to the creation of MMM is the unfair financial system. How to change this unfair financial system. All right, you agree with me today that the financial system of the world today is seriously unfair and unjust to everyone. Taking a look at the great disparity between the owners of banks and the common people who deposit their money in the bank. Let's take a practical example of myself. Let's say, for example, I go to the bank to deposit 100,000, and I leave that money to stay there for a whole year. The interest that to be given to me at the end of the year can be as low as 400 naira. But if I go to that same bank and ask for a loan of 200,000, the interest the bank will get from me can be as high as 50,000 naira. So you can now see why the bankers, they live 100 times better than the ordinary people that deposit their money with them. This is unfair and it's unjust. The system is really unfair to everyone and it needs to be changed. Alright, so we'll quickly look at there is a huge gap between the rich and the poor. If you take a look at the ordinary citizens and compare them with the big politicians, the way they live, the way they eat, the way they do their things, we do things differently. Even when we are sick, we go to different hospitals. Everything is so different. There's a huge gap between the rich and the poor. And some people spend What some people spend to feed their dogs in a whole year, in a month rather, can be enough to feed the whole family in a whole year. This is unfair and it's unjust, and it needs to be changed. We can change that. Okay, we are looking at this question: is money a measure of labor? You want to quickly answer that, but before you do that, I will ask you if money is really a measure of labor. I feel that the um, truck pusher you see on the road every day should be very rich. Truck pusher should own a building in Banana Island, should live well. But that is not the case, so I wouldn't say it is a true measure of labor. And also a factory worker that goes to factory work from morning till evening, and at the end of the day, the salary he gets is not able to take him home, struggling with debts and all that. But the owners of this business or these factories, they smile to the bank daily with big bucks. It is unfair and it's unjust, and it is not so good. You will want to quickly tell me that one must work. Yes, one must work, but we must not be forced. It must be by choice. It must be voluntarily. Yes, that's one of the motivation that led the founder to create MMM, to remove that unjust nature of life, like financial slavery. All right, slavery has been abolished so many years ago, but we all are still under financial slavery. How do I mean? The whole world is in a financial pyramid where the dollar is at the top of the pyramid, and CBN of other countries are at the lower level, while the lowest level you have the local banks. Right? The dollar actually determines how other countries will be able to print their money, how the value of other currencies will be. It's like a measure of money, how money in other countries are to be in circulation. Okay, we take for a case like Nigeria. Okay, we export petroleum products to America, for example, and they give us dollar. So the amount of dollar we have in circulation will give us the equivalent of naira we have. And since for the past months, yeah, we have low supply of these products to America, and this has led to the drop in our GDP and the recession we are experiencing today. So America, the dollar affects everything that goes on in our country. That is the financial pyramid I'm talking about. That is financial slavery. We must break ourselves from that financial slavery. So a recession will not be something we should think about. Recession will not affect us. Okay? How can this freedom from financial slavery, how can it be achieved? Establishing a new financial system. All right, MMM will establish a new and better financial system that will break us free from financial slavery, removing the barrier between the rich and the poor, and letting people work because they want to, and allowing people to live a better life. How can we achieve this? How can we achieve the new financial system? All right, the way to go is MMM. MMM is actually a global mutual aid system or community. Some people call it the World People Bank, some people call it the Financial Social Network. However, the name here is not really important, but that's not the point here. The major point here is that it is a voluntary, informal association of millions of people throughout the earth which have decided to come together to fight against financial slavery. And for this purpose, they have consolidated their capital, even though in small amounts, but their strength lies in their numbers. Yes, their strength lies in the numbers, and that's their strength. MMM is something very close to our heart, and here ordinary people help each other. Today you help someone, tomorrow you will be helped. Okay, And in life, actually, people don't need a lot of money to be. They don't actually need a lot of money, but they need the consciousness that they can have it or can get it. It gives them confidence and happiness. MMM gives that confidence. It gives you a feeling of partnership, that you are not alone at this difficult moment, that you will never be abandoned, but you will always be helped and supported. MMM is a unit of a new society, a world where there won't be slaves or owners of money, where people work for their own pleasure and for the society, where good will defeat evil. It will be so, no doubt about that. Welcome to the system. Together we'll change the world. All right, that is it for the ideology of MMM. We are going to quickly look at how MMM works. Okay, in MMM there's no central office, there's no central account. The funds is being exchanged between participants, from one participant to the other, providing help to each other. So they are connected directly to other members of the community. Okay, and that's for that. Okay, once you get registered on the system, you have your own personal office, just like this. You have two buttons, the provide help button and the get help button. Whichever one you want to do, either you want to provide help, get help. Everything you want to do, you can access it from this personal office. You have the dashboard, your referrals, my page, Maro. Maro is the visual money, okay? The money, your wallet in MMM. And you have your account, so you add your account number. Yes, that's for that. Okay, the Maro is the internal currency or the virtual currency. The amount starts to grow from the moment of making a pledge at the moment of deposit at the rate of 30% per month. That is, each day is 1%. Okay, the calculation of this reward occurs twice a week, on Thursdays and Tuesdays. The sum in Maro shows how much you can request yourself. Okay, that tells you that whatever your amount you have in your Maro, that's the amount you request for help from. You will not have 10,000 naira Maro and you want to request for 20,000 naira Maro. That won't work. Okay, the benefits, we are looking at the benefits of MMM, what you stand to gain. Okay, we are offering a mutual aid program with 30% growth per month for your donation. That is, each day is 1%. That is, whatever contribution you make, you will get a 30% reward at the end of the month. Okay, all right, that's for that. Okay, all right, to look at registration bonuses. There's a one-time bonus of $20, $50, $100. Okay, in Nigeria, okay, depending on the dollar rate, that depending on the dollar rate, you determines what you can provide help with to get the registration bonus. At the last check, you can provide help with about 18,000 naira to get a $20 registration bonus. To get a $50 registration bonus, you provide them $500 to $299, depending on the exchange rate. Okay, if you provide help with $3,000, you get a $100 registration bonus. That's a registration bonus. Okay, there's also referral bonuses. Okay, MMM have a very good and sound incentive packages for the system to grow. Okay, you have referral bonuses. Whenever you invite someone to join the community, you get a 10% referral bonus rather. That is, whatever amount the person puts or contributes, whatever the amount the person contributes or donates, you get 10% of that amount. Let's say, for instance, the person donates 10,000 naira, you will get 1,000 naira as referral bonus. Okay, also they have the manager or guider bonus. Okay, on the system, you go to a level where you have become a manager after attending the guider school, and you begin to get manager bonus. Okay, you will get 5% manager bonus from the first level of participant donation. That's the people directly under you. You will get 5% referral bonus. That whatever amount they put or they make donation with, you will get 5% of that amount. The second level is 3%, and it decreases like that: 1%, 5%, all the way to 0.03%. down to the last, which is 0.01%. Just like that, it keeps decreasing until it gets as much as you have people under you, you always get this guided management bonus. Very good system. Okay, that's for that. Now we are going to look at the rules for safe participation in MMM. Okay, the first rule there is that do not have multiple accounts. You can always PH as many times as you want with one MMM account. The word PH there is provide help. That's how we say it, provide help. It means that you should have just one account. Don't use one bank account to open another MMM account. It is very wrong. You can get your account blocked by doing that. That's a penalty. For that, your account will be blocked. Okay, rule number 2. Do not share email or bank details with other members. Why? Because if you share your bank details with other members, they might go ahead to open up an MMM account for you that will disrupt your original account. The penalty for that, you'll be blocked and from getting help until you identify or prove that you're the owner of that account. Okay, that's for that. Okay, the third one there is do not delay in paying for your order. Penalty, you'll be blocked. Okay, once you have an order to deliver, you'll be given 48 hours to make that payment. And if you don't make payment within that 48 hours, your account will be blocked, and the other person you have to make payment to will be matched with another person. Yes, that's for that rule. Another one is do not edit your bank details or change password less than 15 days before getting help. Yes. Okay, if you are to get help, you should not edit or change your bank account. It's advised to always edit your bank account or change your bank account after you must have gotten help. Yes, to avoid your account being suspended. Okay. Yes, if you do that, you'll get help. Order will be delayed for 14 days. All right. The rule number 5 is do not click on the refuse to make payment button for more than once in a month. Penalty, you'll be blocked. Okay, maybe eventually you're matched to make payment to someone, not participant, and you refuse to make payments. Either the money is not available, or any reason you have, don't do that more than a month. If you do that, your account will be blocked and will not be able to log in again. The sixth rule is that do not make deposits and fail to attach proof of payment. Penalty, your account will be blocked. Okay, whenever you make payment, always remember to attach your proof of payment so that the time will stop and you can now call the other participant to confirm your payment, or just drop a message for the participant to confirm payment for you. Okay, there's so other rules, so many other rules, but I think for now, this 6th rule will help us in participating in MMM. Thank you very much. God bless you.